new, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is where I share my knowledge, wisdom, and perspectives on things that I've experienced on my journey of truly connecting with self. And so today I'm going to be speaking on the concept of perception, because the way that you perceive things can literally shape your entire reality, either for the better or for the worse, because literally everything is how you perceive it to be. Most of the things that we experience and the things that we feel are a direct reflection of how we perceive that specific experience, right? Like whatever that was. And this goes especially for how you perceive yourself, because how you perceive yourself has a huge impact on how you perceive those around you, because we're all reflections of each other, And so you could be perceiving someone or someone's actions in a negative way, when really it's just a negative reflection of yourself and a reflection of something that you have to work through internally within yourself, So if you truly start to perceive everything in your reality in a positive way, like your interactions with people, obstacles that you may have to overcome, or just things that might occur in your everyday reality, like once you truly start to look for the positive in every situation, no matter what, your reality has no choice but to reflect that energy. So no matter how the situation might look, because even the hardest obstacles that we have to overcome are honestly the best thing for us, because overcoming those truly hard obstacles help us to gain knowledge that we wouldn't have been able to gain without going through that specific obstacle, you feel me? And so stop perceiving things as happening to you, like, oh, why do I always got to go through the hardest obstacles, the hardest situations? Like, instead of perceiving things in that way, start to perceive things as happening for you. Like, learn to embrace those hard obstacles, because again, those hard obstacles only make you stronger as a person, So with that being said, you've got to know that you have the choice to perceive anything however you want to. You don't have to let certain things bring you down. You don't have to feel stressed when something didn't go as planned, or when someone let you down in any sort of way. Like, you don't have to let that affect your energy, because you got to know that whatever it was is completely out of your control. So why let it affect your energy, And so, or say that you feel like you're doing everything right in life, but your reality is not truly reflecting the energy that you're putting out, right? And so don't let that bring you down. Just perceive it as a sign that maybe you still need to do some self-reflection. Maybe you still can improve in certain areas, or simply that everything is going to flow in divine timing. Maybe right now is not the best time for things to shift in the way that you want them to, you feel me? So it's all about just switching that perspective. Like, there's always a positive way to perceive something, Or say that you're out having a good ass time, having fun with your friends, like whatever, and all of a sudden the thought comes up that you got to get these bills paid in the next couple of days. Like, don't let that kill your vibe, or affect your energy in any type of way. You have to be in the knowing that you can get out of any situation, and the best way to get out of any situation is to perceive it positively and know that the universe is working with you to manifest that, But yeah, like, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time dwelling about something that's out of your control. And even if it is your fault and you're the reason why you're behind on your bills or whatever, because you're spending too much money, like, etc., right? You're still wasting your time dwelling about it, Just forgive yourself and move forward. Learn from your mistakes, but don't let them consume you, To briefly touch on your interactions with people, you've got to know yourself to a very deep level. Know when you're perceiving something through your ego and you're not being real with yourself, and also know when to protect your energy when somebody else is trying to put a false perception onto you, right? Because again, most of the time when somebody's viewing you in a negative way, it's a negative reflection of their own energy, and it probably means that you're doing something right, and that'll trigger that person, you feel me? And so when somebody's hating on you, like, don't let that hateful energy affect your own energy. Honestly, just laugh at the hate, because again, when somebody's hating on you, it's probably because they see something in you that they're not experiencing and embracing within their own self, you feel me? And so again, that'll trigger that person. And so you got to use high discernment when you're interacting with certain people, And also, you must learn that you can literally reshape your whole identity with how you view yourself, yo. Um, so say you're someone who makes a lot of mistakes and you feel like you're always making the wrong decision, which was honestly me. And so instead of perceiving it in a way where it's like I'm always messing up, right? Instead of perceiving it that way, shift your perspective to see it in a way where it's like I'm still learning and evolving, and I have learned so much from my mistakes that I made, right? And so I carry a wisdom that I wouldn't have been able to reach without going through that specific obstacle or making that specific mistake, you feel me? And so another example, right? So instead of perceiving yourself as being behind or lacking more than other people, like perceive it as like I'm just evolving in divine timing, you feel me? Don't let where other people are bring you down about yourself. You're exactly where you need to be, yo. So yeah, it's all about switching your perspective. Like you can literally block certain opportunities or good interactions with certain people by perceiving yourself in a negative way. You feel me? Like no matter what type of mistakes you've made, no matter how you view yourself versus where somebody else is in their life, like don't let that bring you down about yourself, yo. Like again, you're exactly where you need to be. And so you got to know that perceive yourself in a positive way always. Like you're not perfect, nobody's perfect, and some people might put an image on social media to make it seem like they're perfect, but in reality they go through the same struggles, the same obstacles that you go through. They just don't show it on social media, you know what I'm saying? So never let anyone bring you down about yourself, because you can literally block beautiful blessings that may flow into your life if you perceive yourself in a negative way. You must also realize that perception is energy. So if you perceive something to be a burden, it'll weigh heavily on your energy like a burden. But if you just rather perceive that same exact thing as being a lesson or a gift in disguise, suddenly it won't feel so heavy thinking about it anymore. You feel me? Like it won't weigh on your energy in that heavy way, because of the way that you just switch your perspective on it. You feel me? And that's literally how powerful our minds create our reality, and how powerful simply the way that we perceive things shape our reality as well. So if you perceive the world to be a certain way, that's the energy that you'll experience everything through. You'll only experience the world through that one lens until you switch your perspective, you feel me? Like our minds are so powerful in the way that we create our reality, yo. And also, don't always think that the way that you perceive things is always the undeniable truth, because sometimes it's the truth for you, but it may not be the truth for other people. Because sometimes we perceive things in a way that's rooted from the energy of like things that we experience in our past, things that have hurt us, or just false belief systems that we've been fed since we were little, right? So when you get triggered by something or you judge someone, like question if you're actually seeing it for what it is, or if you're viewing it from a distorted lens, right? And so you have to learn to pause and observe the way that you initially react to something, instead of just surrendering to that initial reaction, you feel me? Because like I said, some of the things that we perceive are rooted from things from our past, you know what I'm saying, that we haven't healed within ourselves. So you have to truly be aware of that, yo. And so to briefly touch back on how we're all reflections of each other, so yes, people mirror certain parts of you, and often when you perceive someone in a certain way, it's a reflection of yourself, something that you have going on within yourself, right? But be discerning, because not every time that you perceive someone in a certain way and it triggers you, like that's not always a negative reflection of you, right? Sometimes that trigger may be showing you like what you shouldn't tolerate anymore, where to draw the line with certain people, or like simply what you've outgrown, like people that you outgrown, or like that trigger may be trying to show you like what type of people that you shouldn't be around anymore, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be discerning when you feel a certain trigger around certain people. It's not always a negative reflection of you, you feel me? But yeah, yo, perception is everything. The way that you perceive yourself and everything around you literally shapes your entire reality, yo. So start perceiving everything in a positive way. Look for the positive in every situation. Even your biggest struggles and biggest obstacles, even your traumatic experiences that you have went through. Like, start to look at those things as more of a gift than a curse. Things that you can learn from and take with you in a positive way on the rest of your life's journey, yo. Like, the way that we perceive things is so powerful. So if you truly want to start seeing things shift externally in a positive way for you, start by looking within and shifting the way that you perceive things, yo. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you genuinely enjoyed this video, all that I ask is that you drop a like and sub if you resonate with my energy, as I speak on a lot more spiritual concepts just like this one. But yeah, share your thoughts, your questions in the comments below. But yeah, I hope y'all taking care of yourself, and peace and love.